welcome to the Wild and Hot and Spicy Vindictus edition. I'm joined by 3 people.
3?
I can't count.
Restart that intro.
Yeah, okay. Welcome to the Hot and Wild's Hot Takes Vindictus edition. I'm joined by 4 lovely people. One is Daskaz.
Yo, what up?
Eiwah.
Hello.
MochiYoshi.
Hello.
And Susag.
I go by Kbiscuit.
Kbiscuit. Alright, we have our wild and spicy hot takes. Everything has been randomized, so we go through each and every one. We react to each and every one to see if this is a good hot take or is it a dog shit hot take. And here we go. The first one is AC Plus is too tame. They need to make AC Plus Plus.
Alright, what the fuck is wrong with you horn dogs?
What are we doing? How are we reacting to this, boys?
Well, I think it's ironic that we're reading this take now after they added the plus and changed the meaning.
The small boob plus, or whatever they want to call that shit. So they took the plus and put it in the wrong place. You know?
I don't like this take, but that's just me. I think the nipples are already too much.
Theoretically, if they did make AC++, what would be the change?
I mean,
hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Vindictus has just been edging closer and closer to being a porn game, so like...
I'm edging every time I play Vindictus.
Fuck off.
Me too.
I mean,
No.
we all...
Yeah.
First,
You didn't
my toes and
rebind all of your Vindictus keys to your mouse so that you can play one-handed?
Oh, I play one-handed. That's why I die all the time.
Oh, no, that's the reason.
AC Plus is bad enough because fucking the nipples and nips and everything, but AC Plus Plus is just way too much. They don't need all that. Alright, the second one is here. ALR should stay a well stat. It should not be used as an entry requirement nor something to balance bosses around.
Is this a hot take? I feel like this is just true. Like everyone thinks this. Yeah, it's a good take, but it's a cold take. You know.
I kind of like this take a little bit. I wouldn't say it's not a hot take, but I don't think it's a cold take either. It's an interesting take.
I think if I went onto like the Vindictus street and I picked out 100 people, 99 of them would be like, "We hate ALR." So
yeah. I mean, have you seen the MapleStory numbers? People aren't even using regular damage skins. They need skins that unitify their damage.
Yeah. I want to hit and just have it say 1B for fucking...
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
just a question though. We've covered the suspicious tabs that are open, right?
Yeah.
No.
Don't worry.
I didn't even notice those.
No, I was gonna leave them.
We were waiting until we were recording to drop that one.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it.
No. It's that AC++.
If you play Lynn/Bell with AC+, you are a pedophile, no exception.
No, hold on.
Bell is 3,000 years old.
Since AC enhances features, wouldn't that be the opposite?
No. Plus adds nips. So like, who's the pedophile playing Lynn and Bell with nips?
AC gives you more curves and like...
Yeah, like what 12-year-old out there has tits that big?
Yeah, exactly. It would be the opposite, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is probably another cold take.
Okay, so we agree that this is a pretty cold take.
Yeah,
I think this take is ridiculous. You know, just Bell is
this is
3,000
like...
years old. Enough said.
All right. Next one. Mark number 1 is the best rate of season 2.
Damn, this is great. Yo, this is spicy.
I have mixed feelings on this take.
I do not agree with this.
Here's the thing, though. The music, though.
The music. Oh my god, Weird Machine was so good.
Yeah, but they didn't say
Bark
Bark number 1 BGM was the best of all season 2. They're saying the raid was, and I don't think the raid was that
good. The raid was the most interesting, perhaps. I mean,
it was so fucking glitchy, though.
Honestly, though, I wasn't here. I wasn't playing this game because I was probably like, oh, God knows how.
You were like in the womb when this raid came out.
Fuck off!
as a
I was only
player,
in like elementary school by the time this was happening, so I cannot really say much.
As a Hurt player, that the obvious answer for season 2 boss is clearly green.
I think having a literal train be the raid boss was a very good idea. I like that. But running across like an American football field wasn't it.
The better question is Bark number 1 or Izet.
Ah, that's a ooh.
Izet was trash.
Izet was...
I like the way she looked more than Bark.
What do you mean? I love the way Bark looks. It's a train.
Yeah, see, this man gets it.
Call me crazy, just didn't get my gears going.
Alright, the next one is Heavy sticks did nothing.
Ooh, who the
Yo,
fuck?
that's a hot take,
That
dog.
is a hot take.
Now, hear me out though. Hacking in a Nexon game is equivalent to in real life shooting a insurance CEO. So I stand behind this man.
That's a hot take.
That's a little bit of a hot take right there.
That is a hot take. Ooh,
I would say the
spicy
person that
take.
submitted this was probably Evistix, so we can carry on.
Yeah, we can move on.
I can actually remember he was in one of my Iroquois raids, and he was like, I think he spawned so many of those footballs to that one shot's bosses. He spawned like I think 5 of them, and then he immediately killed every single bot Iroquois in like 2 seconds. It lagged so much that everybody that guy in the party got a 10-minute ban. Because of it.
I'm just surprised Evisticks isn't an Eve.
Oh god, no.
Yeah, even worse.
There's nothing wrong with putting AC plus slutty outfit on bells.
Jesus Christ.
Get
That was
that again.
3,000 years old. Nothing wrong with it. Move on.
Alright. Buff Kai.
Fuck you. No.
Okay, Carme, who submitted this?
Carme
Yeah,
submitted
that
this
was-
for sure.
That's a hot
Fuck
take.
you.
Crazy.
No. Fuck off. Go kill yourself.
Hey, we can melee Kai now.
This is a no. This is a no. Kai can stay where he is.
I can't remember a time where
No,
Kai
that's the
wasn't
problem.
powerful.
If they buff Kai and he moves less because of the buff, then he stays where he is, and that's good for everybody, right?
Nah, Kai doing more damage is gonna draw more aggro. It's just worse.
Yeah.
Buff Kai is a hot take.
The next one. People always say Vindy is still alive solely because of Booba, but all the QOL
Well-
updates and game changes, especially to speed up building, all added to what it is today. I still love Booba though.
I agree.
I agree.
I 100%
That is
agree.
a
I
good
still love the
take.
booba.
Yeah, I think this is a standard take.
This is a good
I
take,
wouldn't say it's
actually.
hot.
Yeah, it's like a the steak's been resting for 5 minutes kind of take.
I think we're all in agreement. This is a good take. Next
The more
one.
upset we are with a take, I think the more hot it is.
It is.
Yes.
Kais are among some of the worst people in the game.
Cold take. It's been in the fridge for so long. Cold take.
You don't know pain until you've duoed the entirety of Rock Phase on Taros, and you have aggro none of the time. Literally chasing straight the whole phase.
Oh god, that
Listen,
sounds
don't hate
awful.
the player, hate the game.
I'm like, stop
Like-
fucking moving.
Yeah, just stop moving. Like, come on,
High
guys.
players can be cool
And I'm
people.
Fiona.
It's just that they play a bad character, an annoying character.
But like, some Kai's are just absolute assholes though.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Some of them
same
are
with
good.
all
But like,
the
Kai's are
other
notoriously supposed to be assholes.
We need some Carme representation here because he's actually a nice Kai player.
He is a
That's
nice
what I'm
guy
saying.
player.
Like 3 people I know were Kai players. They're good dudes.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
just,
I know
you
Kai players. I'm friends with some Kai players, alright?
Yeah,
Listen,
me too.
everyone makes questionable decisions in life, and maining Kai is one of those decisions.
Yeah, like the 5 is a good Kai player.
Yeah, in the guild. Yep.
Some of the AC outfits are actually bland and uninspired. I'm looking at you, Gray Serenade.
Most of them are bland and uninspired. Most
Yeah,
of them are
it
just
is.
carried by the tits.
Yeah, AC is
You know,
definitely like
that's-
the less you wear, the better, and they just progressively become less and less clothes.
Might as well just strip the character naked entirely. Yeah, you'll just get better content than whatever this cheap ass outfit.
I mean,
is.
isn't that what Reverse Bunny was?
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, God, yes.
Practically, yeah.
Reverse Bunny was so funny.
So when are we getting the all bulge for men?
Never. Next time
There
our
will
cow.
never be a bulge slider.
There's no market for that.
Oh my god. Can you imagine though?
The number of Karok players that would skyrocket.
Oh
Dude,
my god.
you read my mind.
Real question though, about AC. The boobs jiggle. Why doesn't the butt jiggle?
The butt
I mean,
does
AC plus
jiggle.
does.
It does.
Really? It looks
Yeah.
like it doesn't jiggle at all to me.
It does.
It-
It
it
We're
does.
is.
closer, brother.
Right.
It isn't as jiggly as the boobs, but it does jiggle.
You gotta
Yeah,
zoom
but-
that camera in real close.
Bad players complain the most about their character.
That's crazy.
I
That's
agree with this
crazy.
one. I agree with this one.
I agree 100%.
I feel like
I mean, yeah, I agree. I don't think that's spicy. Can think of a lot
That's
of
a-
bad players
that's a-
that always complain.
people who
Yeah.
are really good at their characters also complain, but I feel like their complaints are more warranted.
True.
I was at a party after the Lin buffs, and this person was complaining about how weak the Glaive Lin. And I'm like, you were so strong, you had to get nerfed by like 5% across the board, and you're still top tier damage. What are you complaining about?
Lewd outfits are ugly and should be worn only in wardrobe.
I mean, I think it's like a controversial take because obviously, everyone likes something different.
I think if we approach this one as the Vindictus community, this is a hot take because obviously the majority of the Vindictus community definitely loves AC plus. That's why it sells.
Yeah.
True.
But in this group, I think it's not a hot take. Maybe.
What counts as a lewd outfit? Because this doesn't specify.
If it says all curves, it's a lewd outfit. Okay, so let me ask you this: how many of those AC outfits would you wear to work if you were a woman?
All of them.
Bullshit. What do you work a fucking strip club?
As a 6-foot straight male, I would wear every single AC plus to work.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
If you don't do challenges with gear, why are you even playing?
Well, like, what kind of challenges are we talking about?
Like iron lockers? Like iron lockers, they already adjusted your stats. The only thing that isn't adjusted is your attack speed. But like,
I'm just trying to figure out what
I don't get
person's
it.
trying
I
to
don't get this. I don't
say.
get
Clear like H plus and like full 110 gear. Is that what they're trying to say?
Nah, you fight without a weapon. You just give it a little punch.
Oh, like you pick up the barrel at the start and start whacking the boss with it?
until it breaks, and then you realize you're completely useless.
That's when you play as Pillar Karok and just huck your pillars.
No, you just do your Masaka smash like every 5 minutes.
I just want to say, I don't know what the formula was way back when, but when Season 1 first came out and level cap was like 28, picking up a barrel and smashing the boss with it did a shit ton of damage.
It was 25% of a health bar.
Like
Yeah,
2 barrel
it was
smashes
like-
also downed the boss too, didn't
It was a valid strategy back then.
Or you could have the Knoll Chieftain run up against the pillar and knock the pillar down and it falls on top and
Yes.
stuns him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was way back when like the bosses could actually one-shot you. Nemain is the best redeemer.
Ew.
Okay.
Whoa,
I like this one.
You.
This is a hot take. This is a hot take.
This is a hot take.
There's
that loves
only
Steam.
one exception, and that's Bridget. But even then, I hate both of those redeemers, so I can't really say much. Both of them are tied.
This is probably the
She's-
hottest take that I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dask, I think you played Neem so much the same way I did. That's why we love it. But the community as a whole hates Nevin.
First of all, though, the first reason why I could think about it is because of the fucking crab mechanic. That was absolutely long, atrocious, and horrible. The only other thing that I could really say that's negative about it is the cut down on the healing. But usually, unless you're a new player, it's not impacting you that much. Unless you just constantly keep getting hit, in which case that's a fucking skill issue on your part. So
I just think the map design is just bad. Like, why make a black boss on a black background? Like, you do want me to see the boss or not?
Right.
Like, if you're gonna make a map with a black background, give her an orange jumpsuit. Like, come on, you can't have a black boss on a black background. That's not gonna work.
Well, I guess that this is a controversial hot take. Bridget is the hardest boss in the game.
no.
Yeah, this is a hot take because I don't
That's
agree
pretty
with that.
hot.
Yeah,
Aizen
this-
exists.
This is a hot one.
I don't think Bridget is the hardest boss in the game, but I'm definitely the hardest when I do Bridget.
Wait, no, guys. This person is referencing when she still had the one-hit KO without a cooldown.
Oh yeah, that part. Oh.
I wasn't there for the time, but I heard it was like back to back.
Oh no,
Just
no,
shred the
that
party.
felt atrocious. That felt atrocious.
I guess release Bridget was pretty frustrating, but Bridget right now is probably the easiest boss in the game.
But here's the thing:
she's a joke.
there's a difference between hard and frustrating. Like if you're just constantly getting one-hit KO, it's like, okay, well, perhaps this is not hard, but it is very frustrating.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
That's a good point.
I think my Bridget speedrun with a good party is like
It's like
3
3
minutes,
minutes.
2 minutes,
It's
30
fast.
seconds or something.
What do we think is the hardest boss? I think Aizen personally.
Aizen, when he was first released, was hard because you get only one revive. Gold Crown is a badge of shame.
Facts.
It depends on who's wearing the gold crown. Is it a hard grinder or just a completely absolute whale?
Is it a hard grinder?
I think it's a-
Icy goddess, so.
If you
Where you got the
wail
wallet.
for it, then that's a badge of shame. And if you grind hard enough to get a gold crown, I feel like that's also a badge.
I think the bigger badge of shame is the one where, like, if you have enough outfit points, you get like
Oh,
that
yeah.
little crystal.
Oh,
That's
that
a bigger
ring?
badge of shame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's.
I know like 3 people that does that.
I think the biggest badge of shame, though, is when your friend logs off of one gold crown character, logs onto a different character, and that character's also gold crown.
Yeah.
Steering the game towards a plus 18 direction is a smart business move by Nexon.
I mean, cater to the player base you already have, right?
Kinda,
Yeah,
yeah.
like-
Like, I mean, I don't like it, but I mean, a business has got to make money.
I don't think it's a hot take. It's a good take. People agree with this.
Half of the classes don't have a good single player in the server.
That's not true.
I mean, we can go through the list of classes, and the one that we have trouble coming up with a player is,
Well,
I
Nar
don't-
plays every character.
This seems like a dog shit take.
Yeah.
PvP
What is this one?
was fun.
No, it wasn't.
Which
Hell
which
no, Brian.
iteration
Did
of
you ever try?
PvP, dude?
Did you ever try PvP versus Karok? is maybe the most miserable experience ever.
The only PvP
Okay.
I remember is when staff Eevee's like little hop thing gave her like infinite iframes.
Dude,
That shit
oh my
was so
Dude,
funny.
You had to grab. Yeah, no, PvP was not fun. This is the most
I was
Yeah.
fucking
PvP
thing.
in that scenario, and I still thought it was unfun.
Siege farming, though, for
Siege
PvP.
wasn't
That was
fun. No,
pain if
PvP was not
everybody was
fun.
a fucking counter class. I'm talking about Kales, Letty's, when she was released and PvP was still around. I'm pretty sure I think Latio was also still there. Perks was also cancerous. Karoks were cancerous.
Dude,
All the counters were cancerous.
there's a reason that PvP dies every time they introduce it.
Mad Mel was alright though, because that was just League of Legends.
Yeah, fuck League of Legends though.
But just like in League of Legends, it's my teammates' fault that we're not doing well.
It's
not me.
always my jungler's fault. Even when Mad Mel
Yeah,
doesn't even have a
exactly.
jungler, it's still my jungler's fault.
No, I don't think PvP was fun.
Yeah, this is a shit take, but very hot.
Gating the highest level in-game content behind very high entry requirements is a good thing, and all three space-time distortion entry requirements are set to reasonable values.
I think the hard gate is unnecessary, but I like that you have to contribute a certain amount to do damage. Let people enter the boss fight and experience it, but if they don't contribute enough, they don't get rewards.
No, because I want to get stuck in a boat with these yahoos who aren't doing shit, and I have to carry them. I'm not that good.
I was about to say, see, the thing about this, there's like a twofold here, right? Is like, I would like it so that people can play the high-end content, but like, you gotta know that they're contributing in some way. If you don't have the stats, man, it's fucking hard to contribute. We could, like, purely for stats, I remember when Balor came out, I was alive for 45 minutes in a run, and I still didn't have the most damage because fucking Mikey had more better stats than I did.
I think that all the entry recs are reasonable except for fucking ALR. Like, why is ALR a requirement to enter those?
Yeah, well, no, get rid of that.
So, alright, the next one. Ooh, this is... I'd like to see the combo bonus in battle return. No more face tank meta.
You don't get hit, your combo stack goes up for the more you hit the boss without
Yeah.
getting hit yourself.
Yeah, this is an EU exclusive, I believe.
I mean, that sounds awesome.
But like right now though, I feel like the bosses are designed around the fact that players have to gauge which hits they can take or not.
Nah, if you played the 120s, you can't take hits. And
There are hits you can take in 120 to optimize damage.
I suppose. I mean, I go up against Streng, and then like I misgauge an attack, and I get hit, and my HP is gone.
Yeah.
But you're not dead. But you're not dead, and that's what matters.
Yeah, unless he just goes in and like, hey, I'm gonna hit one hit KO you, and then
If you can tank a hit in 120s and not die for it and squeeze out a bit more DPS, then it is worth tanking.
I suppose that's fair. Oh
That's
my gosh!
long. Holy
Oh my God.
essay. What
Holy
the?
fuck. This is a hot take just because somebody actually wrote a paragraph.
Let's read. What's this?
You can read?
Lethor is a bad class. She feels like she wasn't made for this game. Most of every single boss have stupid startup animation on attacks, and pair that with Lethor's lightning fast, non-lingering parry. It does linger, but not as good as other classes, and you have a recipe for disaster. Why
Well, hold
does
on. This sounds like a skill issue.
That seems like a skill issue. Also, why does Lethor have to have normal/heavy after a counter to go into another counter after countering attack? Meanwhile, other classes like Namain can counter attacks to counter, while Lethor, no. She has to counter, then counterattack, then L or R, then counter. Lethor is fun, but that is dog shit. Sorry, not sorry. Yes, I picked up Lethor first, so I'm stuck with her. No, I can never get the under 8 hits achievement in any raid. I do, but not often. Yes, I need to get good, but a skill issue is always relative. You can go get through the bullshit of this game better than I can. Treat yourself a fucking cookie or something. I don't give a fuck. Bullshit is still bullshit, no matter how good you are at trekking through it. So still, fuck this game.
At first, I thought this was going to go in the direction of Lethor isn't made for this game because she's too OP, and I was going to agree 100%. But then they started talking about how Lethor sucks, and I'm just like, no, you're wrong. You're bad at the game. Everything Lethor does is a get out of jail free card. What do you mean she's too hard to play?
To be fair, when I'm recommending like characters to new players, I will never ever recommend Lethor. She is a great character, but you need to know the timings inside and out, like perfectly for every single attack, because her timing window on that counter is absolutely minuscule. I came back and I thought I'd be good.
Know the boss
I got
three.
flattened. But once you know the bosses, she's quite easy. So I could definitely see as a new player, she's an absolutely horrific class. So I agree with where they're coming from, but this is just a skill issue.
It's absolutely a skill issue.
Definitely.
Lether is one of the easiest classes to play once you know the boss.
I do agree with Sisag with like you have to know like every single boss's attacks and Lethar's timing to actually, counter pretty much everything. But yeah, I think this is a somewhat spicy take.
I'm gonna speak as someone who has never done the 110s pre-play guide, because that's when I was on my hiatus. When I was doing them on my Lether, I just employed the tactic of if the boss wiggles, I wiggle, and it's been working perfectly. So I don't know what this person's on. Like, if the boss wiggles, I wiggle, and I'm countering like 80% of the attacks. So
True. Vindictus as a whole, while fun, is actually somewhat a bad game in terms of combat. Ooh. A lot of attacks lack inertia, have very weird, awkward startups, and attacks don't have a clear sign of when they are about to start. Coming from games like Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, God of War, the OG one, Ninja Gaiden, Metal Gear Rising, Dragon's Dogma, Bloodborne, hell, even Dragon Nest. There's so many more that gets actual inertia right that this game just doesn't oftentimes. 100, 115 and up rates get better, but the rest of the game is disgusting.
Oh, are they talking about the bosses?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Okay, I will agree with the asterisk, and the asterisk is bullshit hitboxes do exist in this game.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I get hit by fucking Taros's when he's in his giant phase and his knee hitbox. Like, what the is his shin hitbox? Like, what the fuck is that? Like, he's swinging his sword and suddenly I'm getting hit because his shin is in my face.
Bosses with just like a little hurt hitbox when they just move, that's just
Oh my God.
Yeah, I hate that. And it stuns you too, like it staggers you. Oh my god.
Polar Bear, I think, was one of them, and Urukul was one of them, and I struggled with a lot of those on the line lockers.
Thor in his Royal Army raid, and he like turns sideways and you get hit.
I know
Yeah.
Taros does have one. Taros does have one, I'm pretty sure.
Like
It's
Thor,
just the shin hitboxes are
Thor, Bear, and Urukul are the three bosses that have like conditioned me to play the way I do, and that is whenever the boss wiggles, I wiggle. Like they've conditioned me to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's really awful? I hate the ogre bosses where they have the walking box.
Oh,
How even is that?
God.
Stomping my way, here I come.
And then
Oh,
sometimes
yeah,
do
no.
a little
worst-
stutter walk where they'll walk and stop and walk and stop.
The worst
But-
one actually was what's his name? Fucking not Black Hammer. It was the Centurion.
The Ogre Centurion, yeah.
Yeah,
Ogre
that
Centurion,
one was
right.
the worst one. The second worst was Titan, and his fucking walking hit by his fucking walking.
Wait,
And then you
I
get
heard
that
about you
debuff.
going for the no-hit run and you kill him and he like falls over and his falling over death
Fuck you, yes.
ruins your no-hit.
Yeah.
Yes, I did it. Oh, fuck!
I once life flared at the end of Titan back in the day, and he fell on me and I died.
Are we putting this as a good take or a spicy
It's a shit take to me, but it's spicy.
It's dependent. Again, it's very dependent on where this response is going, but personally, I just feel like it's just terrible in general. But
I
it
just
depends.
think they're looking for the combat style of Souls-like games, and
Yeah.
they're not getting it.
Then if that's the
Yeah.
case, just play Souls like
Just play Souls-like, yeah.
The game feels better as classes like Lan or range classes, where you don't have to rely off of parries as much. Most boss movesets are not designed for parrying, it is designed for blocking, and how it be used before. Lan and Silas and other needs to dodge, but dodging is infinitely better in the game than parrying. Not open to discussion about this.
This is dog shit take.
I mean,
It's all-
yeah, I was gonna say this is the opposite of what it is because like characters that are like absorption based or parry based, like when you receive the hit, that's it, you're good. You can't be hit by that like the rest of that attack hitbox. Whereas a character like Lan can,
Yeah.
you can just get hit by it again because you're dodging.
And your dodge also, because it doesn't have the boss hit drag being applied, you can like dodge across multiple hitboxes and just end on a hitbox. Whereas like if you use Fiona's deflection, that you have the hit drag that extends your block across multiple hitboxes. So
Yeah.
really gives you a ton of coverage.
I'd say this is a pretty decent take. What do you all think?
What do you mean? I think it's a terrible take and that it's very wrong.
It's Speaking of the game's janky combat, classes like Nemain and Achel feels like the game was made for these classes instead of classes like Lothar. I'm not feeling this take. What do y'all think?
I mean, Akel feels like he's in really, what's the term? Not indicative, but he really represents the modern character design nowadays, where it's just like give tons of block frames and iframes so you don't need to engage the bosses in any way. Which is, I don't know, not engaging at all to me. Bosses aren't made for them. The character is just made to not engage with the game meaningfully.
Teddy, Eiwah, and Charon does not have it easy in raids. Shut up. With all of them, you either play safe and do no damage, or play not safe and do a lot of damage, and watch your stamina get murdered as you get anxiety about running out of stamina at the wrong time. And when they have aggro, they stop doing damage. It is hard to defend as them at times, especially because of stamina issues, and especially in Redeemers. You don't know what you're talking about, period. Ooh.
I kind of like this take.
This take is actually true.
It's spicy, but it's kind of true.
I think that just goes for characters that just like have no way of like parrying or blocking.
I think this is referencing how everyone says that those characters have it easy, especially Sharon and Letty, because they're like, oh, they're easy, they're simple. Sometimes you have block frames, you get to stand at a range, and I think saying that really takes away a lot of the nuances for the complexity of those characters. They are easy though, but I think there's a lot more depth that people don't give them credit for.
Speaking of Redeemers, not a lot of people know that in Redeemers, your stamina consumption is raised. This makes it harder for classes that don't have reliable stamina gain options.
This is not a hot take because if someone said, it's like that's how it works.
It is interesting. I didn't know that. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that, but I play Herc, so stamina doesn't exist.
No,
I play Fiona and Kale, neither of whom care about stamina either.
Yeah.
I play Silas, but like the thing is, I just naturally run out of stamina on a daily basis, so it's like, I just probably just grow numb to just being on low with stamina and just being completely inactive for like the next 10 fucking seconds. But
yeah, I think out of all the characters right now, Evie has the lowest stamina, and her stamina consumption is fucking horrendous.
I hear that Latia's stamina situation isn't great either.
It's better than Evie's.
Damn.
But it's still dog shit. The game has too many cutscenes, camera movements, and camera zooms during battle. Redeemers is already ass because of the aforementioned problems. Why does the camera have weirdly panned to make it already difficult to escape and OKO even harder? Many people will die less if this stupid shit did not happen. Get real. This game is just fucking weird. Redeemers is bad content. Not changing my mind ever. Raids are better. Even the shitty 110 raids. I will never touch Hell Redeemers.
What's the take here? The game has too many cutscenes, or Redeemers is bad?
The take is the game has way too many cutscenes in camera movements during raids. I think the person who wrote this has huge problems in main Redeemers because of that. That one hit KO.
Oh, the 6-hit Oko?
Yeah, that one.
It's Neat's one. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's like, I just want to look at the attacks and I can't because camera angle is blocked.
Okay.
These attacks are coming from overhead. Like, what the hell is this?
Asterisk on this, for the Redeemer specifically, Neem is atrocious with this one. Rigid comes close to second because of the Meteor and the fucking flat and the second phase Oko. Laura is just as bad, but is not as bad, and then last one's Valor.
Valor is easy.
The Valor is the easiest.
Unless you have a Grimden in your class Kasanaing everybody.
Yeah, but the thing is, they removed the Redeemer pushes, so no more Kasana kills.
I swear it happened recently. Not as bad, but it's doing it.
It's not as frequent. It's
not as frequent because they actually fixed that whole Kasana crap. Because so many people were complaining about it.
Yeah, but besides that, it's just like, I see your point. First of all, Redeemers is good content. You just fucking suck at it. But I understand your point about the cameras because Neem is the worst offender, and of course, as the first Redeemer, that already gives you a bad impression of the other Redeemers. But besides Neem, everything else is fine.
I believe that when you have the potential to spend more time locked in cutscenes than fighting the boss, you officially have too many.
That's true. I have to agree with that one. I think we can stop here for now. This is the first section for hot takes. We will be making another one with everybody else because everybody else left. All right, and I will see you all in the next video.
See you later, boys.